Okay, this is my vertical sort of tower test piece here, and you can see it's on these two like pads which it prints out separately online. That's to level it up with this other pad that sorry, my finger's making the camera go out of focus there. Like line it up with the other pad that's actually on the tower, and you can see the gap at the top there. Maybe 4-5 millimeters or so. This is just like a woodworking square. These two pads here can be like moved about because they are separate, 1 millimeter thick. I'll put this against my threaded rod and I'll show you that. Okay, there it is against my threaded rod. I put it on this sort of mitre block which has seen better days because this corner actually like catches against the nut at the bottom that drives the threaded rod. You might see the nut there. Well, let's zoom in. So you probably see the gap there at the top. Maybe again 4-5 millimeters there. Now I will put a card here about this 3D printer. Anyway, the whole top of the printer in a way, once like shifting this way, now I've had hold of this printer and I've tried physically pushing it. I haven't really been able to that much because it is metal framed. It's very strong actually. So what I tend to do, I've got these sort of strap things here. These are very strong. They do have buckles on, and I'm going to wrap some probably around the bottom and some around this top corner, and then the idea there is to like pull it, tighten these straps up somehow, pull it this way, and hopefully that will pull the top over that way. Now I'm probably going to have to go a millimetre or two more than the actual distance here because it'll probably want to spring back. I'll do that and then I'll come back. Well, there we are. I've sort of, well, there's two of these thinner straps strapped together and I've tied them up around this part down here. I'll show you a bit closer, and wrap round here and such like this upper part. So let's go a bit closer to that so you can see. Well, the plan of action here is to get this bit of wood in here and start twisting it. I might see if I go a bit short of wood because this is very awkward. I want to try and keep this square in here so I can gauge how much if it is at all, pulling it over. I'm going to put this on time lapse while I twist this. I expect it to take quite a number of twists. If this wood can even get round here, trouble is as this tightens up, it's going to be harder to like slide through the two things, but I can to a certain extent like let it rest on certain things, I think, because there's not much like springiness there, like energy in a way. I don't think that's going to bend anything even if I rest it against things, as long as I'm careful. So I'm going to put this on time lapse now while I do this. Well, I've only turned it say 3 or 4 maybe turns round, and there's a little bit of a gap I think at the bottom there now, which is what I want. I actually probably want to even, it's hard to judge this, to be honest with you, how much to pull it over, but I think I'll give it another twist and then I'll see how much that's moved like over. Be careful here, I would say keep hold of it because you do have a like spring in it. It's like anything that you wind up, there can be a lot of energy in wound up devices. It's a bit awkward to get round here, so look at that. Checking it with this square against this like threaded rod here. Maybe a little bit more. I'm going to do quite an angle here to get past the hot end, sort of all scraping on this end up here, and down here I've got this like a square and a square. Well, that's creaking. I think even a bit more. Don't want to go too far. Oh, something certainly moving there. Let's have a look at this square now. Yep, you can see possibly that has gone quite a bit over there. Got a big gap at the bottom there, almost 10 millimeters. Right, let's try loosening this off. Careful, don't just let go because it's like a clockwork motor. So just let it unwind and we'll see where it goes back to. Not easy to unwind it, but keep hold of it. If you're doing this idea, keep hold of it all the time. Let's get a bit of wood out. Now, it's probably gone too far the other way, has it? Well, that's a lot better. Can I get that right on the edge there of this threaded rod? That's a massive amount better. Now I'm going to actually physically like just rock the printer about a bit because I expect it to like spring back. That is, anything you're bending will have a bit of elasticity in it and possibly want to spring back. Right, let's have a look. So at the bottom here, it's, if I put my fingers behind it, you might see the light on my fingers. There's a bit of a gap, so it still wants pulling like left a bit, even though it was a good 10 millimeters or so out, as you've seen. Well, I pulled it about 10 millimeters at the bottom there. So I'm going to do exactly the same again. Leave enough. And we'll see what's what. I'll skip that out because it's just going to be basically a repeat, I think. I just thought I'd check the other side. There's a shadow there, so that's a shadow actually. the strap is loosened off here. So it might look like a gap, but it is a shadow. Actually, certainly looking at this one, I think this threaded rod is slightly got camber on it. It's bent slightly. You can't rely on threaded rods for straightness. Usually these are used in a building industry to fasten walls together and such like. Smooth rods, yeah. So I'm coming up to 20 minutes in this print of this sort of vertical test tower. Bit of hose on that nozzle there, I'll have to get that pulled off. But anyway, I wanted to just reiterate that this is being printed at 0.3 layer height. That's more than what I would normally do. I would normally say 0.2. That's a bit out of focus there, looking at that BL touch. Big thumbs up for the BL touch here. As you see, my surface is pretty reflective and it works fine on that. That pin there comes down, touches on the bed, and it's all under sort of amp's control. And you can build it, it's built into the LCD 12864. You have some control over this. You can do a test of reset and raise and lower the pin if you have the latest Marlin and set it up so and so. Anyway, 0.3 layer height, that's what I wanted to say. Now they do say that the 0.3 layer height does lose quality, but the previous print I did at this came out, I don't know how well, if I can get the focus on this, came out very nice in my view. I mean, this is just flat, there's no text or anything on it, so I just wanted to say about that 0.3 layer height there. You probably see the, let me see this, sometimes you'll see how much it turns when it goes up the layer, and you can see the layers increasing here. Okay, let's stop this until it's finished. We'll test it for vertical. Well, there we are, finished. So these are two, in a way, separate pillars here, like pads, 1mm thick, same thickness as this part that is connected to the tower, so that you can rest the edge of the square on it. This can be removed, and which I'm going to actually have to do, I think, because my square is possibly that size. Oops. Yeah, right. So let's see how vertical this is. Let's try looking at that first. Okay, now let's get this off. The bed has had time to cool. Elmer's glue stick on here, so just put that right round there. Oops, see, it has lost adhesion. That's the previous. Try and get somewhere in line. Now the weight of this does actually impact on here, and you might see it move. So that's possibly an issue. It's because of that. Well, there you are. That looks pretty square to me. Can't see any gap there. But, I think I'm going to modify this so that these like pads are much longer. Anyway, so that when I'm putting that actually on there, So it does move this tower a bit. It's almost like that base has a bit of rock on it. So that's that model I've just printed. Let's try and put this in there. This is a previous model. Yes, so you can see the gap in the that's a previous model. You see that how even with that weight of this on there, it's got that gap there. So that was the previous model. I mean, this one is a bit. So you've got the weight of this square on it. Is actually on. It's on the skirt there. It's touching the skirt a bit there. So that's a lot better than I think it certainly was. Can I put this almost in front of that one? You see that there is a difference there between this one and that one behind. Just put my finger between. Yep, so I'm reasonably happy with that. I think this model certainly possibly could be improved by making these sort of tabs. Tabs are put on, these tabs like a lot longer, so that this bottom edge of this square can rest on it without these, well, not using these like movable tabs at all really. Okay.